right, and a good Sunday to you. Welcome to another episode of JD's Deep Cut Sunday Tracks. Thank you for tuning in. Again, we're going to check out and review, analyze old bands that have fallen through the cracks. Obscure now, kind of forgotten with time. I hope you like the Wednesday edition, a little new addition there, a midweek episode. Okay, thanks for tuning in, those who did. So how you all doing, VC? Hope all is well. Here living life, making the best of it, of course. Hope this thing cooperates with me. All right, so today we're going to do another 70s band. This one is kind of a collaborative band. The roots of this band go back to the early 60s. Kind of an all-star band, maybe you can say, in a way. By the time the last incarnation of the band was formed. But I really like this, the last part, the last incarnation of the band. Okay, we're talking about Faces. Okay. Faces was a band formed in late 69, 70, by the remnants of Small Faces, which of course is Steve Marriott's band. Okay, Steve Marriott, when he left the Small Faces, went to form Humble Pie, and then you got two members from the Jeff Beck group, okay, that came in to join Ronnie Lane and Kenny Jones, and Ian McLagan. Okay, talking about Rod Stewart and Ronnie Wood. Okay, they came out of Stewart was always kind of more solo, but Ronnie Wood, Jeff Beck group. So Faces was formed. Okay, they had 4 albums, I believe, in their trajectory. We're gonna talk about Ooh La La. Okay. 1973. The last one, this is my favorite album, believe it or not. Of course, the Nod and a Wink one is great, but something about this album, there were tensions when they were recording this album. There was a little bit of friction between members. You had Ronnie Lane, who was a great songwriter, a musician. So you had the remnants of Small Faces, which had their own thing going. They sang, they multi-instrumentalist. Ian McLagan played a lot of great piano and harmonium, keyboard. Ronnie Lane, of course, great vocals, bass, guitar, acoustics, stuff like that. So he always kind of got put to the side. It's very strange the way this band, the contracts were written. Stewart, like I mentioned, was kind of always a solo, he had his solo stuff going, so he used these band members as a touring band. I could see how Ronnie Lane would be tired of that, because sadly he left during the when this album was done, he left, or maybe on their tour he left, was replaced by a great session musician. I'll tell you about him a little later. But the songs on this album are great. Highlights include Glad and Sorry, Ooh La La, Flags and Banners. I love that song. That's a song that's written by Ronnie Lane. He sings it. But the one we're going to focus on is Ooh La La, the Ronnie Wood song. Okay, we're going to showcase that song, so check that song out. Really, really good song. You could feel the sadness in that song. You could feel how they kind of knew they were on their way out. Of course, we all know Ronnie Wood went on to a bigger band. Not in that sense, but Stones, of course. He went on with them, which is great. And Stewart continued his solo career. But yeah, when they were as a band, if you can call it that, Stewart was under another label. He was with Mercury, so he had a contract through Mercury So again, when he did his solo stuff, he was with Mercury, touring. He would take these band members, tour, they would play. And then the rest of the band was with Warner Brothers, okay? It's kind of odd. But on this album, the songs are great. You know, they all contributed. You know, Stewart did his thing. Ronnie Wood had a couple songs he sang on. Ronnie Lane had a couple songs he sang on. But Ooh La La is a great song. You know, it's a sad song, kind of down. You know, but it has a lot of country, hard rock in there, bluesy as well. Check out "Fly in the Ointment." That song's instrumental. So they all kind of showcase their talents as well. Okay. But it's overall, I mean, it's a good album. It's my favorite. I could see how, you know, they kind of went in the sunset and got back together till, I believe, when they went into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as Spaces. And they did an album or something. They got back together, but 73, that was it. And well, of course, we all know the history. Ronnie Wood and Stewart continued. Ronnie Lane did some solo stuff. So the bass player that replaced Ronnie Lane, Tetsu Yamaguchi, session bass player. He was born in Japan. Met Ginger Baker in the 60s, and Ginger kind of helped him out. You know, played with Free. He played with Simon Kirke, I believe. Kassav. That first album I'm just trying to get, the Kassav album, he played on that album. So he was a good session musician, okay? But it's kind of sad how Ronnie Lane left, and then that was the demise, that was it for the band. But I love this album. It's a great album. Check out the little feature this has. Do we get this nowadays? No. Look at the artwork back then. You got all the band members there. And of course, Stewart looking up. Credits, all the credits there. So great packaging on this album. The vinyl has the Burbank logo, but I love this little feature with the eyes. You know, the eyes are moving there. Okay. So yeah, highly talented band. Ronnie Wood there, Stewart. I mean, all these guys very talented. Okay. So check this album out if you get a chance. I'll put the link there to the song Ooh La La. I was thinking Flags and Banners. That's a really good song as well. But yeah, Faces was great. Small Faces was during the 60s, like I said, Steve Marriott plus Kenny Jones, Ian McLachlan, and Ronnie Lane. You know, they're more of a kind of Kinks rock and roll 60s. Humble Pie, that's another great band. Set my eyes on them for the future episode. Okay, but yeah, Steve Marriott had his own thing going as well. Okay. But yeah, this very sentimental album, kind of sad, you know. You can kind of feel how they knew, you know, stuff was going on with the band. Okay. So check it out. Faces, Ooh La La, 1973, the last album, okay, they made. Glyn Johns producing. Of course, we all know who Glyn Johns is. Great English producer. Always helped out bands that were going through tension and stuff. You know, did the Get Back session with the Beatles. But yeah, this is a good album to check out. Okay? This is their last one. They had 4, so this was their last one. And then I think they released like a compilation of hits and live album. But this was their last studio. Recorded in London, Olympic Studios. Okay? Alright, so I hope you're having a good one. Hope you're enjoying the videos. And see what we got in store for the midweek episode of Wednesday. Alright? So enjoy the vinyl, keep spinning that vinyl, and I'll see you on the next one.